Welcome to a special celebrity edition of Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. They are the Eggheads. Evening, Eggs.
Evening, Joe.
Hoping to beat the Eggheads today are Still Game Plan. Now, everyone on this team is part of the cast of the long-running BBC comedy series Still Game. Let's meet them.
Hello, I'm Sanjeev Kohli, writer, actor and presenter. I play Naveed. I also play Ramesh Majju in Fags, Mags and Bags, Radio 4 sitcom, which I also write. And I also play the shopkeeper in Cold Feet, but I'm so much more than a fictional shopkeeper.
Hello, I'm Mark Cox, I'm an actor, and I play miserable, tight-fisted pensioner Tam Mullen.
Hi, my name's Jane McCarry and I play nosy pensioner Isa. And like Isa, I know everything about everybody's business, even if I've just met you in a bus for 5 minutes. But on general knowledge, I know nothing.
Hi there, I'm Gavin Mitchell and I play Bobby the barman, and I can concur that if you would need to know any other information, ask Jane McCarry.
Hi there, I'm Paul Young. I play Shug, General Handyman. I've been an actor since I was 9 years old, so that's a long, long time. I'm also a very keen fisherman, which came in handy when I was presenting the Hooked series of fishing programmes over 15 years, where we travel to all corners of the globe.
So, Sanjeev and team, hello.
Hello.
Great to see the cast of Still Game, which is just a brilliant, brilliant comedy. But of course, Sanjeev, we have no idea whether you guys quiz together. Have you done that at all?
We used to certainly on set have a thing called Quizabago. So one of the Winnebagos, the kind of caravans on set, was commandeered, and we had a quiz master and we do a general knowledge quiz. But we possibly weren't the 5 best people on set, were we? We were all right. I think Paul at the end maybe was up there. But
Paul, you've got a bit of... I know you're good on your geography, Paul, because you've travelled all over.
Possibly.
And so with Quizabago, what would happen? Would you...
You had to give your name and where you were from. So I was... I was Paul Young, Kelvin Bridge, and then you gave your answer.
I see.
And if the quizmaster ever asked a question about fish or fishing, everybody else went, "No, it's a fix, it's a fix."
OK, Celebs, good luck. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers' chosen charity. If they fail to defeat the Eggheads, we roll the prize money over to the next celebrity show. So, still game plan. The Eggheads have beaten all the celebrity teams so far. It's been very embarrassing for me. I keep having to apologise for them. So there's £11,000 for you to win for your charities. Can't wait for this. The first head-to-head battle is on the subject of music. So one of you, please, against either Beth, Chris, Barry, Kevin or Judith. Who loves their music?
It's you or I, isn't it, really?
We need to keep you up our sleeves, Sanj.
do you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
OK, well, we nominate Gavin Mitchell.
All right, Gavin. Against which Egghead?
Chris, I think.
Yep, he can get upset at music questions sometimes, can't you?
Depends what you mean by music, Jeremy.
There we go. It's already started. So Gavin from Still Game Plan taking on Chris, our own celebrity Egghead. To ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions in our legendary question room. All right, so music is your choice, Gavin, and you're going up against Chris. And would you like to go first or second?
First, please.
Here we go. Which of these was a 1965 UK hit single by Wilson Pickett? God Only Knows, The Midnight Hour, or Hey Jude?
Well, God Only Knows is the Beach Boys, wasn't it? Hey Jude's the Beatles, so it's definitely The Midnight Hour.
The Midnight Hour is quite right. Well done. Chris, which Elton John song begins with these lines, "It's getting late, have you seen my mates? Ma, tell me when the boys get here. It's 7 o'clock and I want to rock, want to get a belly full of beer." Is it Rocket Man, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting, or Benny and the Jets?
Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting, Jeremy.
It is. Do you know who wrote the lyrics?
Oh, Bernie Taupin.
Yeah, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. So, Gavin, your question. Which of these is the title of a 2017 album by Taylor Swift? Esteem, Reputation, or Stature?
Taylor Swift. Oh, you've got me here. This is going to be a complete guess, I'm afraid. Oh, esteem, reputation, stature. Oh, I'm going to go for Reputation.
It is Reputation. Yeah! Right. Chris, Blinded by Your Grace Part 2 was a UK hit single for MNEK and which rapper in 2017? Kano, Stormzy, or Lethal Bizzle?
Hang on, wasn't this done A tribute to the people who died at Grenfell Tower by Stormzy.
Stormzy's right. Well done. Not Lethal Bizzle. Gavin, your third question. Get this right and put a little bit of pressure. We could see a hairline crack in the egghead. The art critic Brian Sewell claimed that which 20th century British composer was his father? Arnold Bax, Edward Elgar, or Peter Warlock?
Gosh. Again, this is going to be a complete guess. I have no good reason for this, but I'm drawn to Arnold Bax.
Let's see, Chris, do you know?
Well, I think it was Peter Warlock, whose real name was Philip Heseltine. He was also a railway enthusiast, I might add.
Peter Warlock is the right answer. That's what these eggheads do, I'm afraid. Okay, Chris, you do need this to be in the final round. Otherwise, we go to sudden death. The song Shout, which was a UK top 10 hit single for Lulu in 1964, was originally recorded by which band? The Isley Brothers, the Allman Brothers, or the Righteous Brothers?
Well, not the Righteous Brothers, they sang power ballads. The Isley Brothers were a soul band, so it's the Allman Brothers.
No, you've got it wrong. It is the Isley Brothers.
Oh, right.
Possibly sounded different when they did it, but anyway, equal after 3 questions. Well done, Gavin. You've held him. Go to sudden death now. I don't give you alternatives. The following lyrics feature in which Oasis song? Backbeat, the word was on the street, that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt.
It's Wonderwall.
It is Wonderwall. Well done. Chris, the Reverend Richard Wayne Penniman is the real name of which rock and roll singer?
We say Reverend, I start thinking about Richard Coles and the Communards. It's nothing to do with him. Do you know, I'm going to have to roll over on this one, Jeremy. I just cannot think. Pass.
Anyone know?
Little Richard.
Little Richard is the answer. So well done, Gavin. You're in the final round. How about that? That's how you do it, challengers. And you've knocked out an egghead. Come back to us. We'll play round 2. Now, we had a little chat about Stormzy there, Chris. And it was Blinded by Your Grace was the song, and you said it was in aid of Grenfell Tower.
Well, I knew he'd done a number as a tribute to people who died at Grenfell, which is why I recognised the name, basically, but if that wasn't the case, well, so be it.
No, it's fine. Anyone know the song that was released in support of it?
I can't remember now.
Bridge Over Troubled Water.
It was Bridget. Oh, it was. Yeah. Because that does.
And
that's
but
one that
Stormzy
does
was
fit.
involved in that. So as it stands, still game plan. Haven't lost any brains from the final round, and the Eggheads have lost one. What a great start, team. Just keep plugging on like this, and it's sport now.
Now, the thing is that I sort of know a bit about sport, and none of you guys, you've all sort of physically got 2 inches shorter.
Yeah.
Just saying the word sport. So I think I should probably go for sport.
Go for sport.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go for sport.
Sanjeev, on sport. You can take on any Egghead except for Chris.
We'll go for Beth.
All right, Sanjeev from Still Game Plan, taking on Beth on sport from the Eggheads. Please take your positions. Sanjeev, you play Naveed Harid and have done since the first series.
Correct, since 2002, so that's 15 years now.
And again, is this strange thing of young actors playing older people?
Yeah, but it is nice to know where you're headed. It's nice to know that you've got that look in the post. And also the whole hipster thing kicked off in the interim. So I've actually kind of almost posthumously become trendy.
Yeah,
Because
although...
I've got a beard down to there, which is
the
very
beard is
hipster-friendly.
grey. I suppose that I don't know if the hipsters are doing the grey beard, but you're right. You are now completely in vogue.
Absolutely. I've asked if Naveed can ride a unicycle and wear a flat cap and eat miso soup ice cream.
Good luck here. You're up against Beth. Mean player on sport. Do you want to go first or second?
I will go first, please.
OK, here we go. Sanjeev on sport. The sport of lacrosse, Sanjeev, is typically played with a ball of which shape? Oval, spherical, or cuboid?
I can't imagine it's cuboid. I can't think of any sport that's played with a cuboid ball, not even in the world of J.K. Rowling. I don't think it's oval. No, I don't think it. I think it's spherical. I'm going to go for spherical.
The answer is spherical.
Yes.
Yay! OK. Beth, which man has been the manager of Porto, Chelsea, Inter Milan, Real Madrid and Manchester United in his career? Luis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho or Carlo Ancelotti?
I think the only one of those three that's managed both Chelsea and Manchester United is Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho is right. OK. Sanjeev, in which year did the decathlete Daley Thompson take part in his last Olympic Games? 1988, 1992 or 1996?
Right, I think Daley Thompson's sort of heyday was probably before any of them. I think 84. I don't imagine he lasted till 96, so I am going to go for 92.
Let's check with the Eggheads. Eggs?
Too late, I think.
Too late. Yeah, 88. You were bang on saying his heyday was the, what, 84?
80 and 84. Yeah.
80 and 84.
Yeah.
So he went on one more Olympics after that. Beth, you have a chance to go ahead. Which of these circuits is typically the shortest and slowest of any Formula One venue? Monaco, Interlagos, or Monza?
I think it's the slowest because of all the twists and turns around the street circuit of Monaco.
Monaco's quite right, Beth. Well done. She's ahead. You must get this one right, Sanjeev, or you're knocked out. Who is the only man to have won the Cheltenham Gold Cup, the Grand National, and the Champion Hurdle as both a jockey and a trainer? Ginger McCain, Martin Pipe, or Fred Winter?
I haven't heard any of those names because I hate horse racing. Oh, for pity's sake. This is absolute guesswork because I've not even seen the words Leicester or Piggott, and they're the only two I know. I thought Ginger McCain was a drummer. Let's go for Ginger McCain.
Ginger McCain, who was the drummer in Cream, yeah. If you've got this wrong, you're out. Do your teammates know?
Ginger McCain trained Red Rum. I think Martin Pipe was never a jockey, so I would go for Fred Winter.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's Fred Winter. Sanjeev knocked out by Beth. Beth goes into the final. Things are level. Come back and we'll play round 3. Still game plan. Have lost the brain now from the final round. The Eggheads have lost 1 too. So we're level. And the next subject is film and TV.
Right, well, you've all expressed an interest.
Did I try that? On
Yeah,
TV?
I think Mr. Mark Cox is
Okay.
Oh, the shame.
Mark Cox against which Egghead?
Which do you think, Mark?
Judith.
We'll go Judith.
Okay, Mark from Still Game Plan taking on Judith. Please go to the question room now. So, Mark, in Still Game, you're Tam Mullen.
Tam Mullen, indeed, miserable pensioner.
Yeah, I was going to say, quite a miser.
Yes, quite a miser. That's since 2012. I've been through 3 wigs up to this point.
Mark, do you want to go first or second on film and TV?
I think I'll go first, thank you.
Here we go. Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange is a film in which genre? Science fiction, Western, or war film?
It's not a war film, it's white boiler suits from the future. I would say science fiction.
Science fiction is right. Judith, your first question. Christian Bale has played Bruce Wayne in how many Batman films?
Oh, Lord.
3, 5, or 7?
Nice thing. Well, I'm sure it's more than 3. Is it as many as 7? I think it's 5.
5, you say. So it's The Dark Knight. Well, actually, help us, Eggs. Beth, you'll know this.
Batman
Begins.
Batman Begins.
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
And The Dark Knight Rises.
The Dark Knight Rises.
And that's it.
And that's it. It's 3, Judith.
Oh, it's 3. I thought
I'm
it was
sorry
more
you've
than
come unstuck there. Okay. Mark, who joined the cast of EastEnders in 2013 playing the role of Mick Carter? Mark, was it Danny Dyer, Richard Blackwood, or Ben Hardy?
I'm not sure if Ben Hardy's actually in it. I know Richard Blackwood and Danny Dyer are both in it. I'm going to go for Danny Dyer.
Danny Dyer is the right answer. Well done. So you need to get this one right, Judith, to stay in. Which of these TV crime shows was shown on TV first? Starsky and Hutch, NYPD Blue, or The Wire?
Well, The Wire is relatively recent, and the other 2 are ancient. I think Starsky and Hutch are the oldest.
Starsky and Hutch is correct. Okay, so, Mark, if you get this right, you're in the final. The actor George C. Scott refused to accept the Best Actor Oscar he won for which film? The Hustler, Patton, or Dr. Strangelove?
I can only really see him in one of these movies. I'm not sure it's The Hustler. I think it's Patton.
Patton. If you've got this right, you're in the final. Eggheads? Patton is the right answer. Well done, Mark. You've won the round. You took on an egghead. You've not only won the round, you've put your team ahead as we approach the final. Please return to us. We'll play one more round before the final. As it stands, still game plan. Have lost one brain from the final round, but look at this. They've taken out 2 eggheads now. So if you take out another, looking really good for the final, and it's geography.
Oh.
Ah.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's. I think that's. Yeah.
It depends, really, doesn't it? But I'll give it a go. Give it a go.
Paul's been around the world 8 times.
Yes, I know. So, Paul, before you go, you can choose 2 of the gents here in the shirts, Barry or Kevin. Who would you like?
I'll choose Barry.
Very good. Paul from Still Game Plan, taking on Barry. And for the last time, please go to the question room. Paul, we think you've got the perfect combination of roles in life, acting and fishing.
Yes, one's full of tension and the other's full of tension as well.
Tension on the line, I
That's
suppose,
exactly.
in both senses. In Still Game, you play Shug, or Hugh McLaughlin.
Yeah, Shug is a sort of general dog's body. If they need something done, they see if Shug can do it. He's also supposed to have super sensitive hearing. And I'm not quite sure how I got cast for that part. But in fact, I do wear prosthetic ears in the programme.
OK, so geography we're on, and if you can take out Barry, you will really be in a good position for the final. Good luck, Paul.
Thank you.
Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Which of these gulfs is the largest by surface area? Paul, is it Gulf of Aqaba, Gulf of Mexico, or Gulf of Venice?
Well, the Gulf of Aqaba, Middle East, I think, Gulf of Venice in the Mediterranean. But I've actually fished in the Gulf of Mexico off an oil rig, and that's a big, big gulf. So I would go for the Gulf of Mexico.
Gulf of Mexico is right. We're basically going through a list of places you've fished in, aren't we?
That would be nice.
I just realised that's what this round is. Barry, which of these rivers flows through the Broads National Park in East Anglia? Yare, Dart, Derwent.
Well, it's not the Derwent. I'm not 100% sure on this. I've never been to the Broads, and I'm not sure at all. But I don't think it's the Dart. I'm going to go for the Yare.
Let's see, Paul, is he right?
Yarmouth. Yes, I think so.
Ah, I see how you did that. Yes, Yare is right. OK, 1 each. Back to you, challenger. The city of Meissen, famous for the production of pottery, is in which European country? Portugal, Germany, or Sweden?
Well, it's not in Sweden. I don't think it is. Sweden is not Meissen sounds much more Germanic. So I don't think it might be Portugal. I'm going to go for Germany.
Yes, Meissen is in Germany. Playing very well these challenges today. Barry, what is the name of the large rock promontories at Gibraltar and in North Africa near the western entrance to the Mediterranean Sea? The Pillars of Jason, the Pillars of Theseus, or the Pillars of Hercules?
This is where the ancient Greeks thought the world came to an end, and it was the Pillars of Hercules.
It is the Pillars of Hercules, Barry. Both playing with great assurance, level after 2. Paul, your third question. The French port of Dieppe is on which body of water? English Channel, Mediterranean Sea, or Bay of Biscay?
It's not the Bay of Biscay. It's not the Mediterranean. I think it's the English Channel.
English Channel is right. Wow, you've made swift work of those 3 questions. 3 out of 3. Now, if Barry gets this right, Paul, we go to sudden death. Grozny is the capital of which part of Russia? Is it Kamchatka, Chechnya, or Siberia?
It's a city with an unfortunate history that was virtually destroyed not too many years ago when the Russians invaded Chechnya.
Eggheads, is he right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, you're right, Barry. Chechnya is correct. 3-3. Oof, what a round. So sudden death, and I don't give you options. Here's your question, Paul. What colour are the top and bottom stripes on the national flag of Austria?
I don't know. Austria.
Top and bottom stripes on the national flag of Austria. Which colour are they?
I'll guess it red and white.
The top and bottom stripes are both red. OK, Barry can take the round. The international airport that serves the Italian city of Genoa is named after which explorer?
Well, the explorer who famously came from Genoa was Christopher Columbus, so I'm guessing they named the airport after him, Christopher Columbus.
Christopher Columbus is the right answer, Barry. You've taken the round. Paul's been knocked out. Great quizzing though, Paul. And if you come back to us, it's level as we play the final for £11,000. So this is what we have been playing towards. It's time for the final round, which as always is general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be in this round. So from Still Game Plan, it's Sanjeev and Paul and Chris and Judith from the Eggheads. Would you please now leave the studio? Mark, Jane, Gavin, playing to win £11,000 for your charities. Beth, Barry and Kevin, you're trying to defend the Eggheads' reputation against this onslaught by the celebrities. For the final, I'm going to ask each team 3 questions in turn. The questions are all general knowledge and you are allowed to confer. So, still game plan. The question is, can your 3 brains just finish it off? You've played really well. You've got them down to 3. Just knock them all out now. Would you like to go first or second?
First, please.
Jane and team, good luck. General knowledge, here we go. Which of these is a type of checkered or tartan cloth, typically made of wool? Is it batik, paisley, or plaid?
Well, it's definitely
Plaid.
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 We're quite sure of the answer, but the problem is we would say plaid, not plaid.
I'm worried. Hearing you say plaid really worries me now, because I'm just thinking, what do you say?
Plaid. Say plaid.
Like Paisley.
Parsley.
Barkat.
What is your answer?
We would say plaid.
Plaid is your answer, and I'm going plaid. Plaid is correct. Well played. Boom, tish.
So what you did there.
Okay, let's see if I can get the Eggheads laughing. Sometimes they just get confused. Let's see, Eggheads, let's see what happens. Which man invented cat's eyes in the 1930s? Eggheads, was it Trevor Bayliss, Percy Shaw, or James Dyson?
The auction
Happy
with
with
Percy
Percy
Shaw.
Shaw. Yeah. But the other 2 are much more recent inventors, innovators. This was obviously back in the 1930s. It was Percy Shaw.
Yes, it was Percy Shaw. 1 each. The next question is for Still Game Plan. In Greek mythology, what type of creature was Atlas? Human, Titan, or Centaur?
I don't think he's a
Atlas.
centaur.
Well, you can see Atlas.
Titan or human.
I think he was human.
Yeah.
I think he was human,
But
actually.
he held was
Yeah.
Atlas because he held the world.
Yeah.
So would that?
No, could he be
too?
human
That's
and the whole world in his hands?
Strong human.
Big strong human or a
No,
titan.
I can visualise, yeah. So would that be human?
Would that be human then?
Strong? Titan makes you think strong.
When you start thinking it through, you then think, could a human do that? Would it be a titan? But then it's not ringing
Is
a
it a
bell that he
titan?
was
I
a
know.
titan.
Atlas. Human?
I originally thought human because
Yeah.
he's carrying the
My gut instinct was human, and then I'm getting pulled,
Well, you're both saying your gut
Jane,
instinct's
make a
human.
call on it.
getting pulled to titan. But you're the captain, Jane.
Trying to channel you, Sanj.
Human or Titan?
Atlas. Oh. Titan.
Yeah, I think you might be right, you know.
Okay, Titan is your answer. Just let's see at the back. Sanjeev, Paul, do you know?
I've been swithering, but I think it's human.
Oh,
You can
no,
hold
we
it
would
where
have
it
said
holds up the
human.
earth.
Paul, holding up the earth, what would you have said?
Titan.
Gosh, we've got massive disagreement here. Holding up the earth is the key thing, but Eggheads, what's the answer?
Titan.
Titan's right! Yeah! Okay, well done. You're quizzing well. 2-1. Eggheads, who was the manager of the German international football team when they won the Men's World Cup in 2014? Is this Joachim Löw, Bertie Vogts, or Jürgen Klinsmann?
It's Joachim Löw.
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 That is Joachim Löw.
Joachim Löw is the right answer. They got it right, so it's 2 each. Third question to the challengers. The infamous Judge Roy Bean was a figure from which period of history? American Old West, feudal Japan, or medieval England?
Pretty sure it's American.
Well, I was going to
It's
say
American
Roy
or Old
Bean.
West. It just seems so obvious,
Uh-huh.
but I do think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think medieval. Roy Bean, medieval.
Judge Roy Bean is American Old West.
Yeah,
I'm sure
and
it is. It just
American
seems
Old
so
Yeah,
obvious.
American
though.
Old West.
Yeah, American Old West.
American Old West is correct.
Yes.
Eggheads, what is the name of the famous London fish market located in East London? Is it Covent Garden, Spitalfields or Billingsgate?
Billingsgate.
Billingsgate's the fish market.
Yeah.
Covent Garden's flowers and things.
Yeah. Like most markets in London in recent decades, it's moved about a bit, but it's still known as Billingsgate Market.
Billingsgate is correct. Nothing to choose between you so far. Okay, after 3 questions each, the scores are level, and we go now to sudden death. And it can end quickly, so hold focus here. What is the surname of the brothers who opened the famous London restaurant Le Gavroche in 1967?
Right, so famous French brothers. French.
Not necessarily.
They could just be showing off. They'll have other places with the name of the restaurant is their surname. Definitely.
Not necessarily. Because that, that might be a blind alley, the name of the restaurant sounds, think, French brothers.
Yeah.
Craze? No.
Do you think?
You said the craze, didn't you?
Yeah. What do you
I
think?
don't think that's...
Yeah, it's crazy, but it just might work.
67.
Yeah, well...
I did say that as a joke, but...
Actually,
brothers
though, so it's
brothers. It makes a lot of sense, and it'd be quite a gauche
thing
thing
they
to
would
say.
do.
It would be a kind
The
of
club, didn't they?
pretentious
Yeah,
name.
a quite pretentious gauche thing to say.
We're going to
Possibly.
say the craze.
Right. Craze. I couldn't hear what name was coming out. The craze. What a brilliant answer.
It's a nice idea.
It is it's a very nice idea.
But
It's not right. Sanjeev, Paul, do you know?
Roux.
We think it's the Roux brothers.
It's the
I said...
Michelle and Gavin Roux.
Did you?
No, I didn't say that, but what I said...
Michelle and Albert Roux, R-O-U-X. The Cray twins founded Le Gavroche. Brilliant. Okay, now, we've got to hope the Eggheads get this wrong, because if they get it right, the contest is over. Which bank that went bankrupt in 2008 was founded by the brothers Henry, Emmanuel, and Meyer?
Lehman.
Oh, of course it was, yes.
2008.
Yeah, 2008.
Lehman Brothers. I mean, that's the big one.
Yep.
Well, the big spectacular bank failure in 2008, the onset of the crisis, was the collapse of Lehman Brothers, and that seems to fit those 4 names.
Your answer is?
Lehman Brothers.
Lehman Brothers is the right answer. We have to say congratulations, Eggheads, you have won. Oh dear, oh the pain. You've worked very well as a unit, actually.
We do know each other really, really
Yeah,
well.
Especially coming up with an answer like the craze.
Brilliant, the craze, I love it. Great game. So
We had
thank you
great
so
fun.
much.
It was brilliant
really
fun,
great
wasn't
fun.
it?
Thanks so much for coming
you,
in.
guys. Thank you.
But the Eggheads have done what comes naturally. The winning streak continues. It does mean the challengers don't win the £11,000, so the money rolls over to our next show. And we say once again, Eggheads, genuinely well played. Nothing much wrong today. Hello, Eggheads.
Hello, Jeremy.
Lovely to see you. Doing their best to topple the Eggheads today, our majority report. Now, most of this team of reporters and journalists have the same TV programme in common, The One Show. And the last time we had a team from The One Show on, they beat the Eggheads. Seriously. Will lightning strike twice? Let's meet them.
Hello there, I'm Helen Fospero. I'm a journalist and have been for many years. I followed in my dad's footsteps and started out as a tea girl when I was 14 on a Saturday at the newspaper where he worked. I've worked for all the major UK broadcasters, but these days you're most likely to see me popping up on The One Show.
Hello, I'm Kevin Duala. Alongside my reporting duties for The One Show, I present a BBC One daytime consumer series called Health, Truth or Scare. I also present Let's Get a Good Thing Going. However, some of you may remember me wearing a green striped rugby shirt presenting a children's programme called Blue's Clues.
Hi, I'm Chris Rogers. I'm a presenter of BBC News. I'm also an investigative journalist working on programmes such as Panorama, for which I became the first Western journalist to film openly with the future ruling elite of North Korea, which was a little less tense than being on Eggheads.
Hello, I'm Ricky Andalcio. I'm a chef, restaurateur and TV presenter. I like to challenge myself every year. Last year I swam the English Channel as a 3-man relay, and this year I'm on Eggheads.
I'm Miranda Krestovnikoff. I've been presenting wildlife stories on The One Show for the last 10 years now. I'm never happier than when I'm clad from head to toe in neoprene, diving in the chilly waters around the UK.
So, Helen and team, hello.
Hello.
Great to see you. It's one show, but loads of other things as well, Helen. So do you think you've got the breadth and depth here for the quiz?
Well, we've got a strategy. We didn't know that the last time there was a One Show team on, they won, and that's quite scary to find that out now.
I think it was a while ago, though, Eggs, was it?
Sometime
Yes, it was. It was not recently.
No, it's setting the bar fairly high, but we've had a good chat. I think between us we cover quite a lot of the subjects, but there are some holes, so we're sort of clenching everything, hoping that the subjects that none of us want to tackle come off.
All the best to you. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers' chosen charity. If they fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money just rolls over to our next show. And Majority Report, the celebrity challengers have failed to defeat the Eggheads a number of times, I can tell you. 11 on the trot the Eggheads have won, but it means there's £12,000 for you to win. So the stakes are high here. Ready?
We're ready.
Here we go. The first head-to-head battle is on the subject of geography. So one of you, please, against either Beth, Chris, Steve, Kevin or Judith.
It had to be the one.
Chris,
Didn't you? Yeah, step up to the mark.
I'll do. I got an A in my GCSE geography, but
Hey,
that was a
that's
long
sort of
time
about
ago.
the age of 16. Okay. No, but that suggests you've got an aptitude there. Brilliant. And I know you're well-travelled. So take on an egghead. Who looks lost?
When I've sat and watched at home, I've always wanted to challenge the other Chris. I don't know why.
You choose.
No, well, if you want to do it, this is your.
Really grumpy when I chose him.
Really? Oh, okay. No, but maybe he was just acting. Maybe just putting it on.
Believe me, he wasn't acting.
No. Was he what? Okay. All right. And then go for it. Go for it. If that's what you want to do, Chris and Chris,
go for
go
it.
for it.
Chris.
Yeah.
OK, let's see. Chris from Majority Report against Chris from the Eggheads. Clash of the Titans. Please go to the question room now. Well, Chris the Challenger, there's no doubt you've travelled, that's for sure.
Yeah, I kind of go to the countries that nobody else wants to go to. So favelas in Brazil, North Korea, of course, which was absolutely fascinating. And unfortunately, in my job, Jeremy, you often see things that people don't usually get to see, but that's our job to shed light on some of the hot spots in the world.
How interesting. OK, Chris, our challenger, would you like to go first or second?
I'm going to be brave. I'm going to go first.
Here is your first question. What is the capital city of Spain? Barcelona, Madrid or Seville?
It is... Barcelona is the capital city of the Catalonian region. It's Madrid.
It is Madrid. Don't worry. I know that's the kind of one that can wrong-foot a person, but you've got it right. OK, other Chris, Egghead Chris. Brazil has a large coastline on which body of water? Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean or Indian Ocean?
It's on the Atlantic, Jeremy.
That's right, Atlantic Ocean. Chris the Challenger. Which of these islands is a part of the Kingdom of Denmark? Iceland, Greenland or Madeira?
It's Greenland, Jeremy.
Well done. Iceland wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I've been to Iceland as well. It's a fantastic place. It's still an island that's been created. I actually went there for Newsround. I reported on Keiko the Killer Whale, star of the Free Willy films, when he was moved there back to his native waters. It's a wonderful place.
Right, but you did not get distracted by Iceland. Greenland is the right answer. 2 out of 2 for our challenger. We go back to the Egghead Chris to see if we've rattled him. Of these 3 cities, which is the most northerly? Chris, is it Leicester, Nottingham or Sheffield?
Somebody's been looking at a map of the old Great Central Railway, haven't they? It's Sheffield.
I know you do everything through train lines.
Yeah.
Sheffield is right. Without a train line, you're lost, aren't you?
No.
OK. Chris the Challenger. Get this right, put some pressure on our own Chris. Which country lies between Costa Rica and the continent of South America? Belize, Nicaragua or Panama?
I'm guessing this one. I'm trying to imagine the map of South America. I want to say Belize, but I also want to say Panama. I'm going to go for Panama.
OK, Panama. Now, so it goes down into a little tail, does it, before it becomes South America? And we're talking about the very last bit of Central America, are we?
Yeah,
and tell us, Steve, what it is?
It's Panama.
Panama is right.
I would have said
Well
Belize.
done.
That's really good.
Very good quizzing. That's good. 3 out of 3. Chris Egghead, if you get this wrong, you're gone. What is the official language of the African country of Gabon? Is it French, Spanish, or Portuguese?
Now, this could be tricky, but there's a large lump in the middle of Africa that's francophone, so it's got to be French.
Playing very instinctively, French is the right answer. Okay, 3 questions each. The scores are level. Doing very, very well. So we go to sudden death. Chris, it gets a bit harder. I don't give you alternatives. Latvia shares land borders with Estonia, Lithuania, Belarus, and which other country?
Name the other countries again.
So Latvia shares land borders with Estonia, Lithuania, Belarus, and which other country?
Ukraine.
Eggheads?
Russia.
Russia is the answer. So Chris the Egghead has a chance to take the round. The source of the Moselle River is in which country? Moselle.
Well, the Moselle runs through Trier, doesn't it? So it joins up with the Rhine. So it's across the border in France.
France is correct. You've taken the round, Egghead. Sorry, Chris, knocked out. Sudden death. Played well, though.
Very well. Well done, Chris.
Goodness me, they might give them a run today, these challengers. Come back, rejoin your teams. We'll play round 2. Well, Majority Report have lost a brain from the final round, but they've showed how good they are. The Eggheads have not lost any. And the next subject for you is politics. So...
I don't believe it.
Chris was our politics man.
Oh,
He can't play 2, can he?
He can't play 2.
I definitely
I
can't
think
play politics. Absolutely hopeless. You've got to do it.
I think you should do it.
Helen?
I think
out of the
this is
4
my
remaining eggs.
worst. This is my worst nightmare. Because as a journalist, you're expected to know your
I
politics.
know, a lot of people say the same thing. You know, if you're a physics teacher, the one thing you don't want to do is science. But I think needs must.
I must. I think I'm going to have to do it, aren't I? Oh, dear.
Who would you like to take on? So you've got Beth on the left, and then in the middle it's Steve, then Kevin and Judith.
I think we'll keep it all ladies. We've got matching tops and matching lipsticks, so I'll choose Beth, please.
Great stuff. So Helen from Majority Report taking on Beth from the Eggheads. Please take your positions. Helen, all well in there?
No, all's not well. I blame you, Jeremy. This is my least favourite subject, but we had nobody to do this category other than Chris. And so I've just got to be brave.
So here we go. Politics, and Helen, you can choose whether you go first or second against Beth.
Oh, I think I'm going to go first and get it over with, please.
OK, good luck, my friend. Here we go. In UK politics, who traditionally delivers the budget statement to the House of Commons outlining the state of the economy and the government's proposals for changes to taxation? Helen, is that the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Home Secretary or Prime Minister?
That is the Chancellor of the Exchequer.
Yes, that's 100% right. Chancellor of the Exchequer. You got the first one. Yeah, exactly.
OK.
OK, Beth. When she was a guest on Desert Island Discs, Nicola Sturgeon chose a poem by which writer as one of her tracks? Was it William Shakespeare, Robert Burns, or Robert Frost?
Well, I'm hoping I'm going to go with the percentage that, as she is Scottish, she would have gone with a Scottish poet. So it would have to be Robert Burns.
Robert Burns is right. So back we go to Helen. The Oscar-winning actress Jane Wyman was the first wife of which US president? John F. Kennedy, Franklin D. Roosevelt, or Ronald Reagan?
Well, Ronald Reagan's wife was Nancy, and it wasn't John F. Kennedy. So I think it will be Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Now, Reagan's second wife was Nancy. They met through the Hollywood thing, I think. Helen, Ronald Reagan is the answer.
Oh, no. Of course he was married twice.
So, Beth, in a tweet in September 2017, what nickname did Donald Trump give to the North Korean president Kim Jong-un? Little Spaceman, Little Starman, or Little Rocket Man?
Yeah, I think this is all to do with ballistic trials and tests and stuff that would make him Little Rocket Man.
Little Rocket Man was the answer. So, Helen, get this right to stay in. What name is given to the documents leaked in November 2017 that expose the details of various offshore tax shelters used by public figures? Were they the Paradise Papers, Utopia Papers, or Shangri-La Papers?
It's making me nervous now. I should take a little bit more time, shouldn't I? Will you repeat the question, Jeremy?
I will. What name is given to the documents leaked in November 2017 that exposed the details of various offshore tax shelters used by public figures?
It was the Paradise Papers.
You're absolutely right, Helen. Well done. Paradise Papers. And I know you knew Ronald Reagan as well. All right, Beth, you can take the round with this question. Which politician resigned from her role as International Development Secretary in November 2017 after admitting to having had unauthorized meetings with Israeli officials? Priti Patel, Amber Rudd, or Nikki Morgan?
I think this was Priti Patel.
If you've got it right, you've taken your place in the final. The answer is Priti Patel. You're right, 3 out of 3. Helen, just narrow there, but beaten by our egghead. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's better than expected, so that's okay.
Come back to us and we'll see what happens in round 3. So Majority Report have lost 2 brains now. But just to say, when the One Show came on before and won, they lost 3 before the final round. So they were, this is exactly what happened to them. And then they came back. They stormed it back. The Eggheads are all, for the moment, still sitting there. And your next subject challenges is film and TV. Who would like this?
Oh, no.
Who do you want? Well, it's up to you. It's just a, I don't know.
You just don't know, do you?
Do you want me to take one?
Yeah.
Right, OK, I'll do it. Yeah.
You gonna do it?
Yeah.
OK, Ricky.
OK, yeah.
So you could choose an egghead, please, and you've got the 3 on the right. So in the middle, you've got Steve, then Kevin, then Judith.
Oh, yeah.
Who do I want for?
Judith. Judith know about film and TV.
She knows a lot about film.
Yeah, I think she does. She's looking very stony-faced
yeah.
over there. Try and look
I'll take
at her.
Kevin if I'm going to go big. No?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, OK.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Going to be a bear,
Yeah,
be a grizzly.
Do
Right,
you like TV, Kev?
Well...
Poker face.
I think there's a lot to be said for taking on Kevin. You're taking on the great quizzer in the world, and why not? Ricky from Majority Report. And he's going to be there in the final unless somebody gets him out. That's the other thing. So you're against Kevin from the Eggheads, and please go to the question room now. Good luck here. Film and TV, Ricky, against Kevin. Would you like to go first or second?
Could I go first, please?
You can indeed. Here we go. Good luck. In which of these films does Bruce Willis play the role of John McClane? Is it Pulp Fiction, Die Hard, or 12 Monkeys?
Whew. Die Hard.
Die Hard is quite right.
Got one.
Well done. Kevin, who played Mork in the TV sitcom Mork and Mindy. Was it Bill Murray, Jim Carrey, or Robin Williams?
Yeah, I think he'd been on the circuit for a while, I think, but this was where he first really became a name. It was Robin Williams.
It was, I remember that. Robin Williams. Back to our challenger. Who does Hugh Jackman portray in the 2017 film The Greatest Showman? Florence Ziegfeld Jr., Cecil B. DeMille, or P.T. Barnum?
I have no idea. I'm going to go with Cecil B. DeMille.
Let's see, challengers, do we know?
Barnum.
Barnum is the answer. All right, P.T. Barnum was the right answer, so that gives Kevin a way in. The Brockman family are the central characters in which TV sitcom? Outnumbered, My Family, or The Royal Family?
Well, as implied there, the family in the royal family, I think, are called royal, strangely enough. Trying to remember what the name of the ones in My Family is, but I think the Brockmans are in Outnumbered.
Outnumbered is the right answer. So Kevin is a little bit ahead, Ricky. You must get this one right to stay in. In the Back to the Future films, what is the first name of Doc Brown? Emmett, Dwight, or Theodore?
I thought I knew it, and then the answers came up, and now I'm not sure. I'm going to go with Emmett.
Challengers, is he right? How are we feeling? This is good, isn't it? Emmett Brown is the right answer. Are we with the scientist? Is that who we're talking about here? Who is it? The wavy-haired scientist?
Christopher Lloyd. Yeah, Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd is the actor, right? Emmett Brown. Oof. Well done, Ricky. You had Emmy worried there. Okay. Kevin can take the round with this. Who plays the mother of Jason Statham's character in the 2017 film Fast and Furious 8 in an uncredited cameo role? Judi Dench, Helen Mirren, or Miriam Margolyes?
Ah. Needless to say, I haven't seen the film, so they're all entirely possible, of course. Any of them could have done it for fun. I'm just going to, I'm going to go on instinct here because in recent years, she's done a couple of other action films, so maybe that's actually confusing me, I don't know. But before the choices came up, I thought, is it Helen Mirren? And I don't know it, but I'm going to go for Helen Mirren.
Well, you've been World Quiz Champion for 6 years, and that's why. It's Helen Mirren. Taking the round, Kevin.
Right.
Sorry, Ricky. Beaten by our Eggheads and knocked out. Come back to us. One more round to play before the final. As it stands, Majority Report have lost 3 brains from the final. The Eggheads, worryingly, are still there. And the next subject is music. So it's gonna be Kevin or Miranda.
Shall I do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do music.
Okay, Miranda on music.
Because I'm so scared I'm gonna get left. I just want to do general knowledge on my own.
So we're left with Steve or Judith.
Oh, who am I gonna play?
Steve, former Brain of Derbyshire. Judith, I was gonna say former millionaire. I mean, you won Millionaire in the past.
Yes.
Do you think Steve?
Steve a little bit.
Should we go Steve?
Yeah, go Steve.
Okay, right. Unanimous decision. We're going to go for Steve.
Very good. Miranda from Majority Report versus Steve from the Eggheads. Please, for the last time, go to our question room. I'm so glad you're doing music, Miranda, because it's your thing.
Well, it could be. We'll just see what the questions are.
Understood, but you can play the flute, bassoon, piano, and recorder.
Yes.
Now, that's good.
Some of them not as well as others, though.
So is that just because your parents got you started on that when you were very young?
Yeah, absolutely. We always have music in the house at home of one description or another. And yeah, I started learning piano age 6, I think, and the flute 8 or 9, and then picked up the bassoon. And yeah, music is a big part of my life.
Well, good. Music is the subject. Miranda, you can choose whether you go first or second.
OK, well, all my teammates have gone first, so I guess I better go first as well.
OK, good luck.
Thank you.
Which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical tells the story of toy trains who come to life and compete to win the title of the fastest engine in the world? Is this Evita, Starlight Express, or The Beautiful Game?
Well, when you said Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals, I was thinking, oh, goodness me, which one? But this is most definitely Starlight Express.
Starlight Express. Well, Kevin can confirm this.
I certainly can confirm. Having been performing in Starlight Express for 9 years, I wish I'd have had that question.
So you were dancing around on the tramway and all that stuff,
on
yeah?
roller skates, yeah.
Starlight Express is the right answer. We've confirmed it with Kevin Miranda because he was in it.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean,
I remember
it's just...
when it came out and everybody was obsessed with wearing roller skates and shoulder pads and everything, so... Weird.
Wonderful. Steve, your question. In which year did Rita Ora have her first UK #1 hit single? 2002, 2007 or 2012?
I'm not really big on Rita Ora, but I do think she's relatively recent. So based on that, and I might be entirely incorrect, I'm going to say 2012, Jeremy.
2012 is quite right. OK, one each. Miranda, back to you. Which song by ABBA begins with these lines? Where are those happy days? They seem so hard to find. I tried to reach for you, but you have closed your mind. Whatever happened to our love? Take a chance on me, SOS or Waterloo?
OK, well, I was a big ABBA fan when I was a kid, and I have a lot of ABBA albums at home, and I think this is SOS.
It is SOS, well done. You're behind, Steve. Let's just treasure this moment. Which stage musical features a man-eating plant and a sadistic dentist? Kiss of the Spider-Woman, Hairspray, or Little Shop of Horrors?
Audrey. It's Little Shop of Horrors, Jeremy.
You're absolutely right. Little Shop of Horrors. So, 2-2. Miranda, you're playing well. Here's your question. The 2017 album Adios is a work by which singer?
Oh.
Miranda, is it Glenn Campbell, David Bowie, or Prince? The 2017 album Adios.
Well, I don't know the answer. Prince obviously died, so it could be Prince. David Bowie obviously died, so it could be David Bowie. Glenn Campbell, not sure. I'm going to go David Bowie.
Now, I think Ricky knows. Ricky, was Bowie's last album. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember Bowie's last album, but I'm sure it's Glenn Campbell.
It's Glenn Campbell.
Is it?
Adios is by Glenn Campbell. Steve, you have a chance to take the round here. In which of these operas by Wagner does the Holy Grail appear? The Valkyrie, Parsifal, or the Flying Dutchman?
I think that's Parsifal, Jeremy.
Is he right, Miranda? Yes, and you've been
I knew
knocked
that
out. I'm
one.
so sorry.
So annoying.
Steve, you're in the final round. Oh, Miranda, Glenn Campbell, and that question. So come back to us, and we will play the final round for £12,000. So this is what we have been playing towards. It's time for our final round, which, as always, is general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be in this round. So sadly, from the challengers' side, it's Helen, Chris, Ricky, and Miranda from Majority Report who I'll have to ask to leave the studio. Kevin, you're here on your own. And when I see you on the One Show, you often seem to be, well, like a lot of our other challengers, you're moving around, you're doing something, you're climbing a mountain, you're in a boat, whatever.
Yeah.
It looks like fun.
Yeah, that's, as you know, that's the great thing about the One Show, is that you never know what's going to be put in front of you. Before Christmas, I was having a conversation with Prince Charles at Buckingham Palace, and I'm thinking, this is brilliant, you know.
Kevin, you are playing to win Majority Report £12,000 to go to charity. Beth, Chris, Steve, Kevin and Judith, here you all are, playing to defend the Eggheads' reputation. For the final, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. The questions are all general knowledge, and usually I say you can confer, but Kevin, it's obviously awkward when it's only you. The question is, can your one brain defeat these 5? The One Show did it before. Can they do it again? Would you like to go first or second?
As my teammates have done previously, I'll go first.
OK, good luck. Here we go. General knowledge. Which hero from Greek mythology was the leader of the Argonauts? Was it Jason, Achilles, or Perseus?
I remember sitting down in front of our old black and white television years ago, my dad coming in and saying, you've got to watch this film, you've got to watch this film. And at that time, Jason was my hero.
So the answer is?
Jason.
Jason's right. Well done. Jason and the Argonauts. Brilliant. Eggheads, what is the nickname of Norwich City Football Club? The Tractor Boys, the Canaries, or the Bantams?
Canaries.
Canaries.
They are the Canaries.
They are, Judith, the Canaries. Tractor Boys, who are they?
Ipswich.
And the Bantams?
Bradford.
Bradford. Kevin. Selina Kyle is the alter ego of which comic book character? Is this Harley Quinn, Catwoman, or Poison Ivy?
I don't think it's Harley Quinn. I'm going to go with Catwoman.
Catwoman's right. Well done. 2 out of 2. Eggheads, you're second. What name is given to a type of theatre that typically consists of a simple, unadorned performance space, usually a large square room with dark walls and a flat floor? Black box theatre, white noise theatre, or blue sky theatre?
That makes sense. Never
Black,
knew
black
that.
box.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like black box then.
Yeah.
Black box.
Yeah.
Black box.
Okay.
Black box. We think that's a black box theatre.
Black box theatre is correct. Completely level. Well done, Kevin. Travis Bickle is the central character in which film? The Wicker Man, The Deer Hunter, or Taxi Driver?
I don't think it's the Taxi Driver. The Deer Hunter.
Deer Hunter is your answer. Just looking at the back here to see whether they know. Do you know?
No, we're not sure.
I thought it was Taxi
We're
Driver.
leaning to Taxi Driver.
Go on, Chris, do the line.
You talking to me? You talking to me? But nobody else here, so you must be talking to me. Yes, Taxi Driver.
That's Robert De Niro in Taxi
It was
Driver.
Taxi Driver.
So if the Eggheads get this right, the contest is over. The concept of fika, meaning a coffee break or light meal, originated in which country? F-I-K-A. Sweden, Ireland, or Egypt?
My first thought was about Scandinavia.
Fika.
So you think that's something you've heard?
It was just in my head.
Yeah.
As soon, while I was reading the question, I thought it's definitely Scandinavia, because I expected it being
Oh,
Sweden,
it's like Higa
Denmark,
and all
yeah,
that,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't swear to it, but that'd be Marvel.
I just
What about-
slightly doubtful about Egypt. You?
Well,
Does it
it
sound
doesn't sound
Irish?
Arabic, does it?
No, I'm happy with Sweden.
Which do you think?
I'm happy to go with Sweden.
Sweden. Okay.
Sweden.
The rest of you want Sweden?
I'm happy with
No,
Sweden,
but
yeah.
I just...
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd got something like that in my head, to be fair.
Majority are in favour of Sweden.
Well, they weren't certain. If they've got it right, the contest is over because there's no way back for our great challengers. And I'm afraid they were right, Judith. The answer is Sweden. We say, congratulations, Eggheads, you have won. Played well. Kevin, it's so hard on your own.
It was always going to be a tough shot.
Commiserations. Thank you, team, for coming in. Wonderful to see Majority Report and see the One Show doing what they do. The Eggheads have done what they do rather efficiently today, and this winning streak continues. So it means the challengers haven't won the £12,000. We will roll that money over to our next show. And grudgingly say, Eggheads, you are very, very good when you're like this. You're getting a lot of questions right. Let's see what happens next time with a new team of celebrity challengers who will try to defeat them and be the first celebrities to win £13,000. Till then, goodbye.